G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Probably know if you've been following me for a while is Shimpaku junipers are probably pretty much my favourite tree to do bonsai with and work on. Black pines and China maples are also right up there for me, but that's my main three that I do, and I love to propagate Shimpaku juniper mainly from LAs. So these are some LAs that have taken a long time ago or a while ago, and now I'll take one by one. So I got three here. I got quite a few more, but I'll just take these three for example, or this one here in this sense. Now, as with most Shimpaku, either they shoot up multiple trunks, and you should try and do what you want. Decide what you want early on. Do you want to keep one trunk? Do you want to keep multiple trunks? Do you want to, if there's two trunks starting from the base, that's kind of cool as a trident maple. As a twin trunk. But if you get these long, nice whips, that's good too. You've seen me try and do also grafting with long whips like this, which is very good, strong growth, which is good for trying to do approach grafts onto larger trees, which I've tried to do. But the other thing is, you get them to this state. I think this might have even been a cutting. You get it to this state, and it's like, I've got this long, very minimal movement. How do I get more interesting tree? Now, you can see you've got the big one here, you've got a small one out here, and you've got another medium-sized one here. Three kind of strong branches on this tree. Probably one main trunk and two side branches that are quite strong. Now, you're not really looking at designing a tree just yet, but what you're looking at is creating some good potential material, good stock to work on in the future. Now, if you let this grow a bit more, it's probably almost pencil thickness now. So I think it's a good time to actually put wire on it and bend it and twist it into different unusual shapes, contort it down, squeeze it down smaller and smaller. So that's my plan with pieces of material like this. And that's what I plan to do. Now, I usually try and use just slightly less thickness than the actual trunk. Usually aluminium you use half the thickness when you're doing styling, but you just want to go a little bit thicker when you want to do this work. I find it's safer for the tree, so that's my plan today. On the trunk I'm going to probably use this, I think it's 4mm. And then I'll wire this trunk up, and then I'll twist it up, and then I'll wire also these sub branches as well. And the reason I do that is you can make probably interesting deadwood in the future with these short. You can have short, twisted up, curly gins and deadwood, and then you can have shari down the trunk and things like that. So, for my first plan is I just grab some nice 4mm. This is. I usually anchor into the pot, and then I start to wire. I don't mind keeping the wire underneath, cut it because I never know how long I need, because when you're wiring like this, you want to keep the coils kind of tight, tighter than normal. The space between each coil, because it kind of acts, doing it that way, it kind of acts like almost how raffia acts. It protects the trunk from splits and splitting. So it's pretty rough, but this tree can handle it. Try and get in between the foliage. Most likely you won't even keep all this foliage. You can probably pluck things that are not required. The most important thing is this anyway. So if you need to clean up some of this area in here, you can do so. As I said, the most important thing is this long whip. Now, I would probably tend to leave this on a season. I'm not worried if it cuts in, because cutting in could actually give it more interest. With some nice shari work maybe in the future, some interesting stuff like that. But most important, what you just want to do is get this wire on. So, now you would have seen me do this before. I just want to show you that I just keep doing this all the time. It's the way to develop some interesting Shimpaku. Now this is standard Shimpaku, nothing, not like Itogawa, not anything else. It's just whatever standard you get in Melbourne, and I just take I just take cuttings or air layers of other trees that I have. When you work with such heavy wire compared to the trunk, it's very hard to, sometimes it's very hard to manipulate around. It's very hard to manipulate around a smaller trunk. Like this wire usually goes on something that's quite substantial. Today it's going around something that's almost smaller than it now. Remember, this is the most important part because that makes that's the where the energy is going to go. So it's much easier putting it in my lap. So I don't necessarily do this bit. I just leave that alone, but I've done all this nice tight. I'm just going to do the two side ones and I'll show you how that looks. I'm just going to use slightly smaller for that because it doesn't need such a big one. And this time I'll probably wire both with the same wire. They should anchor each other quite nicely. So I'm gonna, I won't show you, but I'll be doing on the other two as well. I'll put the wire on and I'll show you how I bend and twist it. So now I pretty much think about the tree, I've wired it, you know, it's naturally going in that direction kind of thing. So maybe we can bend that down a bit more. And so that's pretty easy to get that down straight away into a small bit, but that's not what we're trying to go. We want to try and get some interesting coil work or something that's nice. We want to really try and compact that trunk much closer together. So you just watch carefully what you're doing. Because you use such thick wire, it's less likely that you just bend the trunk and it will just stay in that spot. I don't see any cracking, there's no cracking at all, there's no even slight bends or anything, or I mean slight breaks or anything. So I've just coiled the trunk pretty much back on itself. I'm not worried about all the foliage in here, I'm only worried about these tips at the moment. They're the most important. So that trunk went from out here to down here. Pretty interesting, I think. And that will just grow and thicken up all these part that we've just twisted up. So now I've got these two side ones. So you can see that's really contorted up. So you've got these two side ones. So I'll just go and do the same thing. You know, sometimes what happens is the side ones actually turn out better than the main trunk. And we try and use those. We could use those in the future. So this is all this is about is creating interesting trunks now. The last thing I want to do is a straight trunk. Very rare that I have a straight trunk in my collection. or for shimpaku that is. So make it go this way this time. Really compress it, contract it. And we do the same thing with this guy. Might put it at the back over here maybe. And again, this is the most likely these are being grown for just their possibility of being deadwood. You might get lucky and they could form another trunk or something like that. So you've got a tip out here, tip there, and a tip there, and that were the trunks we dealt with initially. So that looks like just a jumble ball of fluff. But give it 6 months and we have a look at it. We'll give it a year and we have a look at this. What I reckon we'll find is a lot of these have shot out. Some of the trunks have really starting to fatten up and have dug into the wire. The wire's dug into them, and we've created something a bit more interesting. But what I also find is some of these shoots have really taken off as well. So there's always different things to happen. But this is the first start. So that's tree number 1 done. From just three long spindly bits, we've gone to a compact tree, really quick twisted up trunk, all in here with just leaving the tips healthy and strong so they can just keep growing and fatten the tree up. So that's tree 1 done. Now I've only got 3 here today, but I've got another about 10 I want to do today, but I won't show them all. But they're all about the same. So this is the same thing. So you've got 1, 2, 3, something more. So this is nice branch out here. So I might actually do something a bit more out here with this one. That one I might, bend it out that way, and that one I might bend at the back. You know what? One of those might be the trunk in the future. So that's how we do it. That's how we play with it. That's that one. And this one, this is pretty standard. This is just one straight trunk pretty much. These side ones, maybe we do them, maybe not. Probably not this round, but this one's just wiring up the main trunk. Pretty good. Okay, just give me, let me just wire these up and then I'll bend them and show you how I bend them. Okay. All right, so I've wired those up, and they're pretty much those 3 trunks, and that's the 1 trunk. Let's do the 1 trunk first. Yeah, let's do something to the side, maybe. I don't know. See if we can do something a bit more interesting. This time I'm trying to get a twist closer to the base of the trunk. So I'm trying to get it right in close this time. Now I've got that nice branch there that I mentioned. I'll just leave that. I could have wired that, but let's just leave that for now. I'm just going to create something a bit more to this side, maybe this time, rather than just turning around and around. So something a bit more like that, like almost like a little cascadey kind of one. So all twisted up, all compacted, and I've tried to get some bends closer to the trunk. So let that go. That's interesting. So that could be, we could do something with that in the future. There's another one done. So no more straight tall tree. Nice twisted up trunk. Number 2 done. As I said, I've got about another 8 more or so, but I won't do them all, but I just want to show you what the process is. This one, let's have a look. So that's the main trunk. Let's go. Let's go down. Something like that. This side. So in the way, this one comes down to which side grows better, that side or this side, and then we use that. This guy I was going to just do towards the back. Again, that could grow well too. So there you go, nice little contorted up Shimpaku. Pretty easy. No more straight tree. Potential for really cool looking Shimpaku junipers, twisted up, gnarly. 5 to 10 years time, these could be really sensational little trees. All I do now is feed them, water them, let them give them as much sun as they can, and yeah, away they go. I always try and make sure these are nice, and I try and point them actually to upwards. That's the other point I should have made. So try and point these guys up, so they can just keep growing towards the sun. I'll do that one in a sec as well. Yeah, that one. So yeah, three nice little Shimpaku cuttings that I had, or layers, I can't remember which ones are which. That now we're ready for at least some wire. So that's what I was doing. Some wire now, twist them up, contort them, compact them, let them grow, and see what kind of shapes we can create out of them. And that's pretty much it. I've got another bunch to do, but I'll just show you these three, and the rest can be done another time. Okay guys, here's another video. Growing good quality stock, preparing them now for 5 to 10 years time, and it's the way to do it. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Take care.